Welcome back, neighbors. This is Daniel.
This is Katie.
And this is the Future Neighbor
Podcast.
Gosh, out of all the things that I could have been blessed with, I wish I could sing. My voice is so terrible. So terrible at singing.
How come?
I don't know. I think my mom said that I never really cried as a baby, so my vocal cords didn't ever stretch. This has been the theory I've been telling people for the last 20 years. I don't know if there's truth to that, but my voice, let's say I went to like a concert and I go, yeah, about 3 times.
That's
My
as
voice-
happy as you get?
No, it's not as happy as I get. That's just the extent that I can vocalize my happiness. Yeah. If I do that about 3 times, my voice turns into horseradish. It's just done. Like it gets raspy and it goes away.
That's why you moved into rapping.
I can rap because you're the yeah. Give me 노래방 and I could rap. I could do a few songs.
Let's
for
do
you.
a verse. Your like most your favorite verse.
I'm starting to sweat already. Not yet, Katie. I haven't
Come
warmed up. Ask
on.
me later. Ask me later in the podcast. Okay?
Today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have to sing something.
No, I
Why
never
not?
said I could sing or anything like that.
Yeah, I never said I could rap. I said I
Yes,
couldn't
you
sing.
did.
No, but Katie, you sing your heart out when we're in the car. No shame. You
I don't
sing.
know which one I
Katie,
sing.
do you think you can sing well?
No.
So we're a couple that cannot sing.
No.
So if we go to 노래방, no one starts the session. We need a friend who can sing really well.
It seems like most of my friends can sing really well.
Can
And-
or can't?
Can, including my brother. Growing up, I had to listen to him singing his like heart out in toilet every time he was showering. And I was so surprised that our neighbors never came up to like tell him to shut up.
Oh, remind me to talk about the karaoke man in the mountains.
Oh, you should just tell him.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a bit, so don't want to spoil that. What would your brother sing? What was his go-to song?
He's like a very like old style, like Korean ballad.
I see.
Yeah, those like really traditional like songs where you have to like really, really yell and there's so many like high notes.
You know, for a lot of listeners, if you plan to move to Korea and work in corporate Korea, you have to know a few like Korean ballads, like memorize some songs that you can sing, no matter how bad you are. Because if you go in a corporate setting to 회식, which is a group outing of drinking, you're inevitably going to end up at a karaoke. Since you're the youngest, they're going to tell you to start the night off, and you better know something. Because I didn't know that. And when I was working at the investment bank, the lady, she's like, Daniel, you're the youngest, start us off. And I was like, I only know rap. And she's like, rap? She's like, don't you know any songs like Queen, Bohemian? I was like, well, I don't know. I can rap though. And she was like, oh, tonight's going to be interesting, everybody. And so I couldn't find any of the rap songs that I was familiar with from the 90s. But they always have Dr. Dre. Forgot about Dre. And people were just waiting on me. So I put in the number. I think it was 30695. I'm not sure if that's the number. It might be Hey Ma. That might be it. But Hey Ma, Cameron's Hey Ma is not in every karaoke room.
Oh, really?
Forgot about Dre is.
Oh,
Always.
really?
Yeah, so I remember, the bass goes dun 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 dun, and
Let's go.
I always said, "Fuck you too, bitch! Call the cops! I'ma kill you in the loudest barking dogs." One day I was walking by with a walking on, with a cocking eye, something. Sorry guys, I'm really shy right now.
You got so shy.
Yeah, the volume went down quite a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'm drinking tea right now. If I had some soju, I would have blown out your headphones. Anyway, and then by the time I was finished, there's a lot of curse words in there. Was it Slim Shady, hotter than a set of twin babies? Anyway, there's a lot of FUs in that. And then I was a little bit drunk too, so I ended up saying all the cuss words, didn't edit myself at all. And my boss just looked at me, everyone at the table, these are like 40, 50-year-olds, and they're like, 다음으로 가겠습니다.
Which means
All right, let's move on to the next person. Like, no feedback. But a few of them were like, that was awesome. Like, let's get you back in. And then later, when we got more drunk, I think we had some of the 40-year-olds trying to do Forgot About Dre again. So,
oh
very
wait,
interesting.
that's a good old memory.
What is your karaoke song go to? Because everyone has to have one. You have to learn how to karaoke if you're going to work in Korea. Or you're going to sit like a dummy in the corner with the
I
tambourine.
just sing like whatever that's trending on K-pop. So I used to sing Big Bang, and then like Wonder Girls. Tell me, tell me, da, 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 tell me.
Yeah, tell me, tell me.
But this is so old now. But yeah, at those times, or 4-minute songs, or what else? Yeah. If I got really melancholic, I would sing G.O.D.
Yeah, G.O.D is a classic one. 어머님께.
Yeah.
짜장면이 너무 비쌌어. Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, if you can like earn a living just singing, that has to be the best job. Better than playing sports. You don't risk that much energy or injury. Well, of course you can lose your voice. You got to take care of your voice. But it's not like you have to prep your voice that much. You can just go. Like,
yeah,
you can
but
just
it
sing.
seems like most of the times you're born with it, or singing.
Yeah,
that
your
kind
natural
of talent.
Yeah, natural talent.
Yeah.
Because think about it. If you're reborn and you can do anything, what would it be for you?
Anything.
Mine would have to be singing.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. And you make tons of money. You know, another thing that you're born with might be you might be very pretty. You go
I
into,
used
like,
to think
modeling.
modeling was like
Yep.
the best job.
You don't get paid anything for modeling.
No, but those
Unless you
A-list
break
star
in. Yeah, unless you
models.
break into like the top 1%. But I guess this is same for singing too. You have
Yeah.
to break into the top. But the pay difference between the number one paid model and number one paid singer is just tremendous. Anyway, we'll move on. This weekend, oh my gosh, we did a physical climb through the mountains.
We did a 12-kilometer hike.
Yeah, it was a very impromptu hike. Like, we actually made some.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into
Me
at
neither.
all.
Me neither. Because I was like, hey, this weekend, Corona is getting like a third surge in Korea. And so it's like at a level 2.5 restriction. We stayed in last week. And so during the weekend, we were like, you know what, we need to get out and get some fresh air. And so there is a Gwanggyosan
Yeah.
right in the back of our walkable distance from our place.
Mm.
I thought it would just be a light climb because when we lived in Seoul National, we had the Gwanaksan, which is maybe like a 2-hour round trip. Not hard.
Yeah.
Like, people are talking and eating on their way. It's very like easy climb. And then we went to this Gwanggyosan, which was not as crazy as like Bukhansan or like Seoraksan. It's not like
It's
that
not
steep.
Yeah.
But
But it's really long.
yeah.
And it goes up and down and up and down.
Basically, we like went up and down to reach the foot of the small mountain. But we're so far away from Gwanggyosan. I think it was the trail leading up to it. So I think for 5 kilometers, we were walking to the mountain.
Yeah.
But we were walking through the mountain ranges, its
Yeah.
neighboring ones. But Katie, you almost died.
Oh my gosh.
You really
I was really
battled
going through like serious physical pain halfway through. I didn't think that I could make it. Somehow, like, I started to have severe pain on my like right hip joint.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't like working as my normal leg. It felt so heavy, and I almost had to lift my leg to make one step forward. But then like I didn't want to give up, and also kept saying that we are almost there.
I said that to push you so we could finish.
And then I keep walking, but it's still not there. It's like 2 more kilos, 1.8 more kilos, 1.5 more kilos. And then we finally got there.
Remember I told you when I was running the marathon, the people with the signs, you're almost there, honey. You got a taste of what that feels like.
Yeah, it's not good.
Um,
Wasn't that helpful?
So we reached the top, which was not that high, but again, it was after 6 kilometers of walking.
Yeah, it was
So I
really
think, like,
painful.
Maybe 2.5 hours or 3 hours later.
No, I think it's like
Three
three
and a
and a half hours later. Then we have to go back the same way.
Yeah, and we reached the summit around 4:30, but it's wintertime right now. And when we were trekking, we saw the first signs of snow.
Oh yeah, that was nice. It
Yeah,
was like sprinkles of snow.
yeah. And so when we were returning, the sun was setting. I don't know if you guys know, but Katie is super, super scaredy cat. Like,
Because I saw 저승사자 when I was young.
what is that?
You know, the animal from hell.
What is it called again?
저승사자.
Saja is a lion.
Yeah.
Chosung is what? Means
From
hell?
the other side. Yeah.
What did it look like?
That just had a lot of fur.
Are you sure you didn't visit a zoo when you were in a bad mood?
No, I was just born with that spooky thing.
Yeah, you get spooked out very quickly.
Yeah.
So it was nighttime, and then every time I was like, Katie, let's go. And every other half step, she looks behind. She's like, I think I saw something. I was like,
No,
Katie.
it was getting really dark and then slowly getting dark and dark. And
Yeah.
then at the end, we basically
was pitch.
couldn't walk without the flashlight.
Yeah.
And then, like on our way back, we knew that the sun was going down. So we started to run, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I told you, hey, we should try to make as much distance. So let's jog down these on the downhill so we can use gravity. So it's easier.
But to be honest, like my leg wasn't in a status to be able to jog, but I literally like this was like a jogging for life. I didn't
But
think
from
twice.
what? From what?
I don't know.
There was nothing.
From I don't know. But I was like, yeah, I really realized what it means. Like you will get that energy when you're
scared?
last minute bed or something.
I couldn't really tell from 1 through 10, 10 being scared for your life. How scared were you when the sun started going down and it was getting really dark in the forest? I don't think you were that.
I was scared
I don't think you were that
because
spooked.
otherwise I don't think I would have been able to jog or run like that.
I see.
And you know, with no like we were running for quite a long while with no break.
Yeah.
Because
did
usually
like
I'm
10
not
minute- 10 minute.
prepared like that physically to run like that.
Yeah.
You know me.
But Katie, I was really proud of you. Doing a 12-kilometer hike, people go prep. They would have bring some food. We brought like a little canteen of water and that thermos. And then I just randomly on the way, I was like, hey, get me a sparkling water. Because I didn't know we were going to do such a long route. I didn't even know the route was that long. I thought we would just go eat some kimbap, talk, and come back down. But ended up being like a 7-hour, maybe 7.5-hour
yeah.
whole trip. Took the whole day.
And then I feel like completely broken right now.
Oh my. Yeah. We're both walking like we have diapers on. Like our legs are so sore. Okay, two things that were hilarious. Towards the end of the trail, again, the context is that it's really dark. And then you hear some woodpecker. And then there was some random Korean ajashi. Ajashi means like old man. And he has an axe and he's like stealing wood from the public forest.
That was super scary.
So random, right? You just see a guy going, and like cutting something.
Yeah.
And then Katie was like, is that wood or somebody's body? I was like, Katie.
Oh my god, it's like from the movies.
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell is he doing? Chopping wood.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's trying to steal it.
Yeah.
That's so bad. PSA, please leave nature as it is so that we can all enjoy. Or next time I'm going to bitch slap you to another country.
But he had the
X.
X.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not bitch slap. I would have just said, 저기요! 제발! And then as we were going closer to the end of the trail.
Closer to the civilians.
Yeah. We could see the apartment. Now we had to come down.
Yeah, I felt such a big relief once I started to see those city lights.
Yeah, but before we hit to the end of the trail, all of a sudden, 사랑해, 사랑해.
No, it wasn't gentle. He was like
사랑해.
his heart out, singing his heart out, really high notes.
당신을 사랑해, 당신을 사랑해.
Some sort of Korean trot.
It's some sort of like old school, like what your brother likes to sing, that old school songs.
No, it's not a ballad. It's like trot from like maybe 80s or even 70s.
So apparently this crazy Korean guy, he comes up into the mountains with a
He had a
loudspeaker.
yeah,
He had a
microphone.
loudspeaker. Yeah, he was just practicing singing from the woods into facing the apartments.
But in pitch darkness.
In pitch darkness. So imagine me and Katie are trying to run. Katie's in like this spooked. I saw a cat from hell, like eyes, like running, spooked out, and then all of a sudden again, 사랑해.
It was so random.
And so I was telling Katie, so she doesn't get more freaked out. It's like, I bet these apartment residents have complained that there's some crazy like singing from the mountains, and who the hell is it? And we solved the mystery. It's this guy, and he's located here. So if there's anyone listening who has who hears some 사랑해 from the mountains like at 9 or 10, and you live near what was the mountain again?
광교산.
Gwangyosan. We know where he is. DM us and we'll drop his.
We'll locate his position.
We'll drop his location, and you can go throw a bottle at him or something. But we came home, and then Katie was asking me like, "Don't you feel tired?" And like, when we were walking home, I actually didn't. Like, I was like, "Hey, I think I could actually even go to the gym, go climbing." And she was like, "Oh, so 대단해, 멋있어." And I was like, "Yeah." But at the time, I didn't really feel like it, and so. We were thinking about cooking at home. I was like, oh, heck no. Like, just way too tired. I just thought about the dishes and all this cleanup and stuff. So like, okay, let's go to do a gogichip, which is a Korean barbecue place. And we found a place. It was really good. They were doing marinated samgyeopsal.
Yeah, it
or
was so good.
Aged samgyeopsal,
Yeah.
wet aged. And it was so good. And we had a little bottle of soju.
Yeah.
And then...
and then I started to get so cold.
Yeah. By the way, the food after you go climbing, that is some of the best food ever. After you go hiking, come down.
Yeah, I felt like it was one of the best samgyeopsals we've had.
I know. I remember
We
when
just gobbled everything there on the table.
though the best thing to eat is like chon. Like chon and makgeolli. Like
Really?
pajeon, like seafood savory pancakes with some rice wine, makgeolli. Amazing. I used to have that after Bukhansan. Besides the point. Now we went home. We barely, like we're walking like patients, because both of our legs have turned into like wooden pirate sticks.
Somehow after we left the restaurant,
Yeah.
I felt like my body was aching much more. It
'Cause
started to feel so cold and shivery.
Yeah, because you sat down and then the acid accrues in your muscles. That's why you have to stretch to release it or to let it go into the other parts. Anyway, whatever. Who cares about lactic acid muscles? Anyway, we came back up, opened the door, and guys, remember, I think we might have talked about the ondol system in Korea, which is the floor heating.
Yeah.
We always forget to turn off anything in our house. All the lights are turned on. We always forget. I don't know how you and me, like, we always forget everything. And of course, the ondol system was turned on, and we were just
It
greeted
was so warm.
with this warm
nice
temperature. And as soon as we got it on,
We became one with the floor.
no. We couldn't even get our shoes off. We just like 뻗었, which means we just laid out onto the floor with our shoes on, both of us. And then we couldn't
We couldn't move.
yeah, we lie down there as if we just came back from war. And then slowly we just removed our jackets. I told Katie I felt fine and I was good. But little, I crawled up to the couch, passed out for 3 hours.
I know. I thought that was so funny because you were saying so confidently that.
I felt good.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about that heat plus the soju in my stomach just had a nice 3-hour soju dreams. And I woke up and then you're already in bed.
Yeah. I had already taken shower,
Yeah.
changed,
Yeah.
and then ready for a 12-hour sleep.
Yeah, that was nice. But don't you feel good that we hit the mark
Yeah.
instead of turning around halfway?
Yeah.
If you guys visit Korea, Gwangyosan, the one we went, nah, not so good. You guys should try going to Bukhansan.
No.
Why?
I recommend what is it?
Seoul?
남한산성. 남한산성.
Where's that?
We went there
Oh,
like
you mean
a
the
month
fortress?
ago. Yeah, but that's also a mountain, right? Namhansan.
Ah,
And then
naman.
it's called Namhan Mountain, and there's also fortress around that mountain.
Oh.
But over there, when you go to the top, you can get the entire view of like the south of Seoul, which is like Gangnam side.
Ah.
You can get a view of the Jamsil Tower. It's like really beautiful.
But actually, I think I prefer Bukhansan when it's like winter and you have snow on the trail.
But
Bukhansan,
Bukhansan is much more tough.
yeah, it's pretty dangerous actually.
Yeah.
I took my dad when he was in Korea. Somehow he always comes during winter when it's the coldest. I was like, hey, let's go on a winter hike, and we didn't have any spikes, the shoes like with the spikes, and so we were going halfway. But at a certain point, what I love about Korean trails is that, yeah, basically there's no like safety. It's just if you fall, that's on you. And like, you know, they have parts where you have ropes where you have to like pull yourself up on the
Yeah.
ropes, and it's a huge vertical drop, Bukhansan. So, and then there's these staircases. I
Yeah.
remember one part where you have to be ultra careful, and it's very steep. So you have to like hang on to one side of the rails. And when it's icy and you don't have spikes, really, really dangerous, but beautiful view. And I think I like Bukhansan again because it has these quote unquote fun elements, which really gets your heart racing. I think we take it for granted for these trails and hikes because, you know, Korea has so many mountains.
But I don't know if I can go to Gwanaksan, what's it called?
Gwangyosan.
Gwangyosan in any time soon. I feel almost traumatized now. It was just too intense.
You know, how about shopping in Korea? I had a few incidents that I wrote mental notes.
You have so many like fun encounters with like the ahjummas at E-Mart.
I know.
I think people just like talking to you, those ahjummas. Or maybe you just look like a very easy guy.
I look like I think I look like an easy target. When I first came to Korea, I was not used to people following me around. Like when you go to shopping, that's like the standard of customer service is someone coming around to help you make a decision.
Yeah.
But in the US, you don't need any help. You just make up your own mind, right?
Yeah.
And I still find that very hard. Like,
They like tag along.
yeah, like if you go to any
They watch you every move that you're doing.
yeah, like if you go to any like a department store and you go in and you're just looking around, they go, "Oh, 안녕하세요, like how can I help you?" Or even if you don't do that, they'll come and say, "Oh, like can I help you with this?" You know, I used to just get really bothered by that, so it really pushed me off from even going into those stores. But then I realized those stores is just about every store,
Yeah.
so I stopped. Yeah, it was really
You don't
off-putting.
have to mind it that much.
Yeah, but it's very hard for me to, like, some people are excellent at that. Some people are excellent at just shutting down, like, those people. They don't even mind them. But I feel like I'm obliged to say something or recognize that they're there or, like, you know.
Yeah.
But then if you recognize that they're there, they open up for more discussion. That's their in. Like, for example, at the E-Mart, right?
Yeah.
Just the other day, I was like getting some groceries, and then one of the ahjummas, like this 50-year-old grandma. I mean, she looks like the sweetest person ever. She just looked into my cart and she was like, 어머, 어머, 어머. 이거 한 개는 공짜로 될 수 있는데. Which basically means like, oh, you could get one of these for free. Oh my goodness. Like I made the biggest mistake in my life. And she looked at me and she's like, come here, come here. And then she took her hand and grabbed my cart. And she was like leading me to one. But she's like 55, 60, like, you know. And I was just like, I felt obliged. So she literally helped me drag my cart maybe like 60 meters to her promotion cart, promotion corner. I don't know. I think she was pushing pulmo and mandu or pulmo and dumplings, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't pulmo. It was the tonkatsu. Tonkatsu.
Frozen tonkatsu.
Frozen tonkatsu.
Yeah.
Frozen pork cutlet. So I had one in my cart. She looked at it and she was like, oh my gosh, you could get another one for free. Choose one of these. And I was like, really? Man, lucky. Okay. I'll go with this cheese version too. And she was like, pick one more. And I was like, another one is free? You're going to give me 2 for free? She's like, no. You pick 3 and then you get 1 for free. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean I have to buy 3 to get 1? She's like, yeah, of course you have to buy 3 to get 1. It's not even 2 plus 1. It's 3 plus 1. And I was like, no. But she was like, oh my gosh, you got to get the 주먹밥. It's the best thing from Pulmon, whatever. It's so good. You know what? You look like a handsome guy. I'll give you 2 plus 1. You don't have to get 3. I'll give you 2 plus 1. But you're really lucky. And I was like, oh, ma. I'm trying to find my way out of this. But she just put it into my cart. And then she was like, she looks at her cell phone. I'm already saying like, 근데 like 오늘은 안 필요할 것 같다고, which just means like, I don't think I'm gonna need this much today. She kind of looks at her phone. She looks at me and she's like, 나 점심 먹기 전에 나 한 개 더 팔고 싶었는데. Which basically means like, I did want to get, 1 more sold before I go to lunchtime. And she gave me like the saddest look. And like for like not even 1, for 2 milliseconds I hesitated. Do I need like 12 pieces of cutlet in my freezer? Because I know all of this is going to go bad. I don't eat that much 돈가스. I just want to buy it to try out in our air fryer, right? Yeah, I just got the courage, just like, 죄송하지만 내가 오늘 다 이렇게 많이 사면 버릴 것 같아서, which means if I buy this much, I feel like it's going to go to waste, so I'm going to put it back. And she's like, 알았어요. And I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as if like me not buying 2 more 돈가스 is affecting her payroll. Like, but she gets me. You know what I mean? And like, but then she said with like the biggest smile, she's like, 또 오세요.
Oh.
And so like,
it's like a heartbreaker.
I know. I literally almost turned my cart around. I'm like, give me those 3 plus 1. I'm a young boy. I can take the calories. Give it to me. Give it to me and make sure you never ask me for another promotion again. Oh my God, it's so sad. I don't know why you're working at this age. Oh, it's so sad. But I resisted because as soon as I flipped the corner, there was another yogurt ahjumma trying to push down 2 carts of a Greek yogurt.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I'm a sucker for like those older sales ladies.
I think they see that you're quite
Do I look that friendly? I don't look that friendly. I mean, I don't look that like.
Yeah, I think you do look quite friendly and sometimes 순진해, like innocent.
Look like an innocent boy trying to.
Innocent, like obedient boy.
You'll see other ahjummas and the grandma will talk to them. They don't even give them 0.1 seconds of attention. Yeah. It's just laser focused.
Because
they don't care.
have
They're
a lot
immune.
of experience.
They're immune to that.
Didn't you get that when we were living in Seoul? Like when we walk from the station to our house, there's always some ahjumma who's like trying to like hold you and like lead you to some sort of like church activities,
like
or
those cults.
Yeah.
So
there's always those people.
There's so many,
I got immune to those.
There's so many Christian cults in Korea. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. It'll be like, oh, you look like you're kind of under a lot of stress today.
Oh, is that the line they give you?
Yeah.
They say you look like you're under stress?
Oh.
They have a different line.
What about you?
They come up to me and they're like, 아니 얼굴이 복이 많은 것 같아요. 아니야 그렇게 얘기하는 것이 아니고 they say,
oh yeah, that's like one of their common lines too.
Yeah, 복이 많은 얼굴 같다. Or
what's that in
많다.
English?
Means you have a face that looks like it has a lot of good fortune. The translation is kind of rough. Or you look like you have a lot of luck in life.
But like at the beginning, I got those and totally didn't get them. Yeah. But then after several times, I was able to even catch them from far away.
Oh yeah.
So I know I can sense when they're coming like 5 steps away.
Oh yeah, no. That's how you know you're a true soulite is when you can like pick apart those
Yeah.
people, those we call
Yeah.
them in Korea picky pickies. Just those people are trying to grab your attention for something, and they're really good at it. So they say you look like you're under stress. Have you ever talked to some of them?
No.
When I first came to Korea, I talked with a few of them because I genuinely thought they needed directions, and they're
Oh yeah,
like, "You got to come to
sometimes they
church."
ask you for directions
Yeah,
too.
they're basically people who have to meet a quota to bring people into their like cultish church, and they just prey on old women to go out into the streets, and it's pretty much like religion that's driven like a business model, like a what do you call a pyramid scheme. You just have to bring more people in, or you get kicked out and stuff like
You know
that.
why there are so many in that Seoul National
They
University
want to prey on
station?
young,
Yeah,
stressed out
that's
kids,
why.
right?
Yeah, I don't see them anymore in our area
Yeah,
because it's all like moms,
yeah. Moms are so immune. They
or they'll get told off. Oh, and then something we did is we got some presents for your family in the US.
yeah.
Yeah, we did shopping over the weekend, and it was really difficult to get present for your dad, especially for women. It's like easy peasy. Like for your mom, we got really nice
Korean skincare products.
skincare product from Sorasu.
Dude, why are they so expensive? Oh my gosh, it's like one bottle is $200.
Yeah,
My
it's like a
gosh,
concentrated anti-aging essence.
I bet it's just water with the drop of with the drop of like ginger flavoring. I mark up like two. Yeah, but
Yeah, but it is one of the more premium lines, and I know your mom really likes Sorasu, so
Yeah.
she's gonna be really happy. But
then that SK2 we looked at, that was like
Also
$200 too,
200,
and that
yeah.
was like the basic one. The premium
That was-
set is like
yeah,
That's the most
SK,
entry
that
line.
was their Petra, like skin toner line.
Does that work? I mean, you use some of you don't
I've
use that
never
line.
used SK, their Petra one, but I know a friend who uses it, and yeah, apparently it's good. It's really good. So she's been using it for a long time. But I just heard that, I don't know, this can be also another one of those what do you call it, like unproven theory, but I heard that like you have to switch out your cosmetic products from time to time, because otherwise your skin gets immune to
Yeah.
that particular extract
I believe that.
ingredient.
Yeah,
So like it's better for, no matter how good it is,
yeah.
like if you want that, those magical effects to be keep going, you need to keep changing your product. And then after that we went for the baby clothes shopping.
Yeah,
for
my sister
yours.
had a baby, and I haven't been
That
able to
was
see
really
it
fun.
due to Corona.
Yeah.
Or her. Sorry, I said it.
So we went to like the 9th floor of the department store, whether
Yeah.
they have like all baby clothes, baby products.
Baby clothes are expensive.
It is. I mean, we never really
We never
go
looked.
around there
Yeah.
because
We
don't
have a
need
baby.
to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like our first time going together to shop for baby products, and yeah, they're all really premium, and like it has a lot of bubbles there too.
I think like that little baby's like that little baby onesie that we bought, it was
That
like
was like how
like
much is it?
$70-$80.
Yeah.
That was like more expensive than a full man's something that I wear, like a t-shirt or like a top.
Yeah. But
Really
you want to
expensive.
like, but also it's really difficult. You know how they say that the best way to like do business is on baby things or for women,
Yeah.
because like as mom, you don't want to like, the last
You
thing
want
you
the
want to
best
be.
for your kid.
Yeah, exactly. So like
I think
you
they
don't
really
really
capitalize on that.
Mm.
And the little bib thing that we bought, my gosh, that was $50.
What's it called?
A bib?
Bib?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a bib. It's more like a collar, a decorative collar for young kids to wear.
Yeah.
But they were saying that a lot of Asians who live in the US come to Korea to shop for baby stuff because there's not that many stylish brands for babies coming out of the US in the domestic market.
Yeah.
But I think that's just more of a
I don't know. I don't really know because I can't compare. But for
Yeah.
sure, like all those baby things and products in Korea tend to be very like cute and really delicate.
Yeah.
and detail oriented. But according to the shopkeeper, she was saying that in America, there's not that many cute products for babies.
I think it's just her bias.
Mm.
That she has to sell her products.
Yeah. But anyway, we like finally found one, like a really cute one. I hope your sister likes it.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. Yeah. And you also made her the handmade diaper bag
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
scratch. I think she'll really appreciate that as well.
And then for your dad, we got
We got him a nice tea set. It's a traditional King's tea set. I think it's so good that we might try to make it available on Coach Star as well.
but there's something funny that you said in the middle of the shopping. Do you remember?
What?
She's like, Daniel's like, I don't know if Christmas is just all about just gift buying like this.
Oh, I was just like, I mean, is the meaning of Christmas just to buy gifts? I got annoyed and Katie was like laughing because she was like, you just hate spending money. That's what you're upset about. It's not about
It's like-
Christmas.
It's so funny because every time we go out to shop and if we get something that's like relatively expensive, after that moment, Daniel's face turns so dark.
It
And he's just like
doesn't.
gets so annoyed and his day is ruined. He just wants to
No,
go home.
no.
It's not the first time that's happened. It's just so funny for me. It's like so obvious. Daniel just doesn't like spending big money.
No, because you're making me sound like such a
Stingy guy.
stingy. But it's because sometimes I see the cost at the department stores for something and it's just so exorbitant that I just feel like it's so 아까워. Like, for example, I don't know, there's tons of things, but I mean, basically,
Like the skincare, right? Like $200 for that skincare.
well, so skincare, my mom has asked me to buy and send it to her a few times. So I know how ridiculous the skincare products get. No, I didn't get that angry about it. But sometimes we'll go and then we'll see a bag and it's like something stupid, like a little bag will be like $700-800. And in my head, it's like, okay, I know what the cost of money is. And for this stupid thing, I have to use it. I feel like it's yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh
I just
my
don't like
God.
shopping. I'm sorry to say, I just don't like shopping. But I told you. But
You
when
don't like shopping. Yeah,
I don't
you
like
said.
shopping, but I really like investing. So like, I'll put in big money into big things very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but without that much, happily. But when I have to spend money on like small things, I prefer that you just take care of it without telling me.
That's why. Yeah, that's why you're like.
That's just how it was. I don't know. I mean, people who make money don't like to spend money. Well, I'm not saying that you don't make money, but
Yeah, and it
that's
just
just
confirmed. It just confirmed my thoughts that when I go to like department stores or to shop or even just eye shopping, I
Yeah.
should go with my girlfriends, but not with Daniel.
I agree. I agree. You know when you
Because-
should take me to the mall?
When?
If we're gonna go to the B1 to go get some food.
Oh,
I love it. It's delicious. It's fun. But if I have to help you decide on spending $80 or $90 for a piece of toilet paper, I'm gonna be kind of not happy about it either way. That's why you see the way I dress. I don't really spend that much money on. I really don't spend any money. Now that I think about
good
it.
for you.
No, I really don't spend any money. I mean, all of the fees that is associated. Well, okay, my physical fitness, anything related to my businesses, those we spend quite a lot actually. And then, but for me, like personally, I don't indulge in anything. So for
Don't
someone,
worry, you have me to spend it. So like my wisdom from spending so many years with Daniel is like I don't tell him how much anything costs, and just provide him with good stuff.
you're making me sound like Scrooge, but
But I guess a lot of men will like feel for you, right? Yeah, it's just so fun for me to observe your reaction and like your
I s-
annoyance level going up and up and up because it's just so obvious.
So when we're at the mall, I was like, all right, we gotta buy my mom something. I was like, oh, let's try to find something meaningful, something that would resonate with her. Then Katie was like, how about we get some skincare? It's like, all right, let's see how much it is. I was like, 200 for one bottle? I was like, oh, I got pissed off. I was like,
Yeah, he got pissed off.
this is stupid. I was like, and then that's when my comment came out. I was like, I don't know if Christmas is just has to be about buying these stupid gifts, right? And then after looking it around, and then
we came back.
Yeah, because all the other stuff was even more ridiculous.
Like the yeah, I will not say it.
What?
No, go on.
Yeah, and so then I was just like, you know what, whatever, let's just get it. It's more of a task for me, so it's done. Yeah, don't gotta think about it anymore.
Yeah, and then we're gonna ship them out tomorrow.
Yeah, they should get it.
Yeah.
It's good.
So are they gonna send us some gift?
Probably not.
Are we expecting any gifts
Probably
from
not.
anybody?
No, nothing. It works with Korean parents. It's a one-way highway. It's directly to them. Nothing comes back other than complaints.
Oh,
Why didn't you give me the bigger set? I heard you're making money. That all you can send me is this? Oh, 자식 잘못 키웠다. Here we go again. Don't expect anything. It's better if we lower our expectation. So neighbors, how is it when you go shopping with your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, or etc.? I mean, are you guys on point together and you guys are shopping together and it's like the movies, or is it kind of like me and Katie, real life?
I think should be mostly real life.
Yeah, I don't think guys enjoy shopping
I
unless they're into fashion.
Oh yeah, if you're in fashion, maybe it's like a totally different story. But like my brother too, he doesn't really enjoy shopping. He rather like the first store that he goes in, he finds what he wants and he comes out. That's it.
I'm exactly the same way. But
So
that's
it's not fun.
That's most people. We go in there with an objective. Once objective is secured, evacuate. Oh, so I've been reading this book. It's talking about how death could potentially be cured. Like human nature could actually fight death, because death is technically the deterioration of cells and like cells breaking down, right? But through nanotherapy, cancerous cells or cells that start to break down from age and time can be repaired in the future. And so I was thinking, like, if humans were able to extend our lives from 100 to 200 years, for example,
Yeah.
how that would affect life as we know it. It was a very existential question, but it could really be a true thing. Like, just research like nanotherapy, and we could breakthroughs through science be able to extend our lives another, let's say not even 100 years, another 50 years. And if you lived 150 years, would living with one person be the answer, or would the trend be you marry twice, you have 3 careers, once every 50 years you change your careers? How would life be like if it was 150 years instead of 100, right? You're getting another lifetime almost. 'Cause some people don't even make it past 50, right?
Yeah.
So
So
how do you think? Because I proposed this question when me and Katie were having a walk, and I thought it was interesting to share
Yeah.
opinions.
But regarding like marriages and couples, I think more than like having 2 marriages or so on, I feel like now, there's that idea of 졸혼, which is in Korean,
What is choron?
graduating from marriage.
What? Really?
Yeah. So like nowadays, because people are living longer,
Yeah.
like usually like people in their maybe 60s or 70s, they think that they've done, like they've lived enough and they've experienced enough of marriage. And one of the biggest duty of marriage, like especially when you have kids, is to raise the kid, right? But by that time, all your kids are all like grown up and like they've gone on to live their lives. All their biggest duty is finished.
Right.
So they're like, they don't have hard feelings to each other, but they just want to finish this step of their life and just move on. So they're like, we graduate from marriage, so we like go our separate ways and just each of them just do what they always wanted to do without the interference of other person.
So you're living not with your
partner.
Your partner.
They're
You're
like
not divorced?
they're separated. It's like, it's kind of, I don't know if you, I guess it can be divorce, but usually divorce has a negative connotation, right?
Right.
You don't see each other ever again, or like there's bad feelings.
Yeah.
But it's like out of their want.
So is this terminology coming from like a trend that's happening in Korea among older people, or?
Yeah, I saw it coming up like on TV, and some like famous celebrities like celebrating their end of marriage.
But at that age, what do you want to do so much single?
I don't know.
If you've made it to that point, wouldn't you want someone by your side?
No, I think like nowadays, even when you're in your 60s or 70s, your mind is very clear. And like, I guess you just want to do
just be
things
you
alone and just do things at your own pace. I guess
worry.
they just enjoy being alone.
Maybe you want to just live life without having to worry anybody.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go fishing and you want to be out for like 10 days.
Because think about it, by that time you've been living with the same person for like 30 plus years.
Yeah.
So I haven't experienced it, but I feel like I can understand.
That's a thing.
It's understandable, yeah.
So what's your answer towards the 150 years?
But in terms of like career, I feel like people will have more opportunities, right?
Yeah.
To like make money or do business.
Yeah.
So even if you fail in your first half of your life, you can still have a go at your second half or like third half or whatever. So maybe we'll be more like wealthy and richer too. I don't know, maybe that'll lead us to being more happy and more fulfilled our lives. Because like even right now, you know, people say it's like 100년 인생, which is like 100-year-old life.
Yeah.
Even though living up to years is very difficult.
Yeah.
But still definitely longer than before, right?
Yeah.
So even now, like let's say you start your like career in your early 20s.
Yeah.
And then like do whatever, and then like not happy with it, you can still have a goal, and second goal in your like early 40s. And I see people like finding success in that second half from their 40s, and you know, making their life very like meaningful and fulfilling. So then that means like now 40s seem like the final chance, but then that will be also extended to maybe your 60s. You can have your third chance. 80s, your fourth chance. That kind of sounds a lot, but
interesting. I have this weird view that like if we live to 150, I think the wealth gap and I think all the problems in society will be compounded even more. Let's say that those people who are like 120 to 150-year-olds, we'll call them the elders. I think there's going to be the elders class of society, which has...
who will like hang on to their wealth.
They have all the money. They have a lot of knowledge. They have all the connections. It'll be basically like
if you're in their line, you will get some benefits from them.
I mean, you've compounded 130 years of living, so you know how all of this works. You have all the connections. And so all your powers is going to be like even that much more concentrated. And that gap, they're going to give all of that wealth to the next generation, like the 100-year-olds. And then that gap between the have and have not would be compounded even more. Because there's no refresh. The refresh cycle now is like 100 years, you know, average life. 150, I think that the divide would be even bigger. I don't know. That's just a thought that occurred to me. Like the more you live, the more inequality with
I
in
think that
capitalism
would
will be even more compounded. So everyone's not going to be like, screw the billionaires. It's going to be like, screw the elders. Y'all need to die. Y'all taking all the money out of the economy. You guys are hoarding onto all the property, and they'll never be killable because they'll have all the security guards. They'll never come out of their house. You know, they have
they'll
all
be
the money.
in the Mars.
Okay, now you just took it to outer space.
What about like kids? Do you think people will have more kids or less kids? Because right now in Korea, the
That's a good question.
average childbirth rate is like at 0.98 or something like that.
Yeah.
So we are like declining population
Yeah.
really fast. Is that gonna be even like intensified?
Well, if I go along with this elders theme, that if they control most of the economy and there's not like this bursting job opportunity, and I feel like more people will have less money and push off marriage till later. So now, if we're living 150 years, where we get married in Korea, in Korea. It's crazy. It's like right now the average age for guys is 34, I believe, 33 or 34,
Yeah.
and then for women it's 30, 31. Yeah, and that would be pushed well into its 40s or 50s.
But then like
Babies, you're too late.
yeah, that
But the cell
that
therapy
rate,
would
so
have
that's
fixed
gonna
that.
be improved too.
Yeah, and then in vitro would have been that much better. So having kids, no problem. It's all gonna be test tube babies.
Oh.
Yeah, and then by that
Oh.
time, I'm sure you can pick like certain genomes. If cell therapy gets that great, then we would know that based on, for example, my history line, I get irritable bowel syndrome, so we'll cut that out for my kid. We'll pay like $1,000 so he doesn't get that.
Or
Fix that out of it. Don't say bow-legged. I know that was coming out of your lips. All right.
no, not that one.
What?
그거.
What?
그거. That thing on your arm.
Oh, the lipoma?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put in another $1,000. We'll get that out of there. And then you can basically fix all of these erroneous things from your DNA, and these kids will live longer,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, the 150-year-olds will be the first in line to get another extension to live another
like
50 years.
300.
And then at some point, they just live so long that they concentrate everything. It's like Google or any other like monopoly or central organization. You just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, like Facebook. How do you shut down
Yeah.
Facebook when they own everything? So these elders will be
It's
like,
really scary,
I don't know, maybe I'm just taking this really negative view on it, but
but it's very disruptive.
and then for having partners, by that time, I would think that
Would you have a second wife?
no, I'm like thinking because if humans can know that they can control the length of their lives and death is something that we can target, like cancer,
They will not even
you would-
marry.
you would not even fear, or God would become less relevant
So
because your idea of life and death is becoming less and less.
it's controlled by you.
Yeah, humans can control that and extend that. So this like the idea of faith becomes less and less. And so let's say these Anglo-Saxon beliefs about having one marriage till death, I think that starts to erode. And then I think we're writing a novel here.
I mean, if you can control death, then like you're at top. Like what's there to fear, or like there's no need for order or anything like that.
No. Well, it's not that you're able to fix death. You're only able to elongate it, because you could technically be able to live up to 150 years, but if you get hit by a car, you're done. Your 150 years is done. You're done.
Yeah.
You're dead. It's not like you're immortal.
Unexpected events.
Yeah, you're mortal, but that would actually, because you know how long you can live, that would make you even more precious and value life and become more, what do you call it, like conservative. Yeah, so like, you know how our child youth is at up to like under 21 is a minor, maybe under 30 or 40 you're still considered a minor because you have 100 years to live, right? So you'll go like schooling to much longer. I don't know. I think we have a movie in the mix. I think we got to pitch something to Netflix. The Elder 150.
What
coming.
about the idea of love and like dating and marriage?
I think they'll still be there. But does love mean you have to be with the same partner till death? You have to go 150 years? That would be, I don't know.
No, but do you think you are like with me
Yeah.
because of this societal beliefs that you have to be with one person? Like, do you think that you are not cheating and all doing not doing bad things because of that societal belief, or is it because of your something coming from inside you? So if there was no rule like that by the society, do you think you will behave differently?
Well, I think it's a mix of everything. I mean, it's not something that you can just answer in vacuum. I know what the answer you want to hear is. Okay, Katie, come on. It's obvious to all of our listener. You just would be like, yes, Katie, it's a
No,
night.
it's not. I
It's
don't
a
want you
night.
to be obedient to me. I want you to say what you feel.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you can't. That's kind of a phallic is a whole wrong word. It's a fallacy of a question because all of us, like, the definition of marriage is in context to a community and society as a whole. You can't ask it in a vacuum and ask that. To answer your question, there are communities which promote more than one marriage. Or in some societies, a long time ago, women would have sex with multiple partners because they would think that that makes them more fertile, or that makes them have like I forget which society it was. I watch a lot of documentaries at nighttime, but women who would get pregnant would continue to have sex with other men, thinking that that like mix of like sperm makes the baby very strong. It really depends on what you believe to be true, that defines what marriage, kids, and all this is. So when you just ask me, Daniel, does this come from the heart? Of course. Of course, I'll say yeah,
Why'd
but
you have to talk with that voice and the face?
because all I can think about is you.
Oh my gosh,
All right,
don't do that face.
all right, guys, it's getting late over here. Before we finish our novel, we don't want to give this, the ending. The ending has to come from you guys. Um, wow, we really went off the tangent today. We went to Mars. From ahjummas selling dumplings to the 150-year-old life, y'all. I hope that, with some food for thought, at least made you smile a few times. This episode, again, is brought to you by,
고추장.
if you need Korean food items or gifts, especially for Christmas, order it now. We'll ship it out very soon. And one last thing. If you enjoy our conversations, please give us a rating on iTunes, and we'll love you for it. That's how we get discovered and spread the message. Much love to you guys.
Adios.
Adios. Katie, you want to press that finish button?